I've done one of these videos for Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence so far. They take a long time, but you guys seem to really enjoy them, and it has led to some fantastic discussions in the comments because it really breaks down what the title says, the truth. There's no particular right or wrong answer, but if you are 100% convinced after his rookie season that he's eventually going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback and on Mount Rushmore, I would say you're crazy and couldn't back that up with what we saw. On the other side, if you say you're 100% sure he's a bust, not the guy, and shouldn't even get a second year of starting, I would say the same exact thing. So what we're going to take away from this video is what we actually can take away from Zach Wilson's rookie year, and his probably had the highest highs and lowest lows of any other rookie in this class. Definitely some head-scratching, boneheaded rookie mistakes where he seemed to be so far out of his league, and some plays and even some full games where he was the elevating force to this team and carried them and looked to be the number 2 overall prospect that he was supposed to be, and even exceeding those expectations. So we're going to take a deep look into his film, break down the context of the season, the good, the bad, the confusing storylines like Mike White, and at the end come to some sort of conclusion on where we should stand after seeing everything. There's obviously a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. And we're going to start off by looking some of the bad film from Zach Wilson's rookie year, and there is quite a bit of it, but nothing defines an early struggle in a career like a week 2 matchup against the Patriots where you throw for 4 interceptions and 0 touchdowns. And we're going to look at right here, but we're going to pause it because we're going to try and provide some sort of context for every single play, things that are Zach Wilson's fault, things that aren't Zach Wilson's fault. He's getting ready to wind up and throw it right here. They're max protecting. They're leaking this tight end into the flats. They're going to do like a deep over right here and then a crossing route right here. Everything is covered right now, and he has a free rusher coming in his face, but let's see what he decides to do. He's going to decide to hit this one over the middle of the field, but not only is it completely covered, it is very inaccurate. And we can get a better look at it from the end zone angle. We have a free rusher coming right in his face, so you commend him for stepping in the pocket, but you cannot throw inaccurate over the middle of the field. And as we see this throw, it is completely covered. He throws it way behind him, and it's so easy for J.C. Jackson to get a hand on it, and this is his first of 4 interceptions on the day. And interception number 2, we're going to have a play action boot to the right, and this is where I want to say, don't get bored with doing things consistently well. On a play like this is your first read. This is always going to be your first read. Hit this consistently right out of frame. There's going to be a defender, but even that, you're going to get 5, 6, 7 yards on this play. And if you make one person miss, you can go to the house. We see players like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady make these throws all the time. He holds on to it because he wants a bigger shot, actually makes the right read because the corner is going to drop off and take the corner route. And so that's going to leave this little sail route or deep crossover. And could Corey Davis catch this? Sure, but this is why you take the ball in the flat. It's going to be a lot more consistent and a lot less likely that things are going to go wrong. So this is Zach Wilson's fault not taking the check down, but again, just unfortunate. And the third one is more like the second one where it's there, you just have to make the throw. They're going to run this corner route on the outside receiver. And as he gets the ball and starts to watch the play develop, it's right there. He's winding up the throw. This is going to have to be a very accurate throw as he doesn't have much separation, but you can make this throw over the top and lead your receiver right on the sidelines. What you can't do is you can't take a ton of mustard off of it and leave it 3, 4, 5 yards short. This is going to be one of the easiest interceptions any Patriots player will have all season long. You just have to be able to make the throws consistently when you're getting a clean pocket. And before we move on to any other games, we have to finish with the fourth one. There's really no analysis for this because when we talk about bad film, there's really no analysis for this play. This isn't something you'd want on your JV film. Nonetheless, being the number 2 overall pick, supposed to be this franchise-saving quarterback for your team, you can just not be making plays like this. This is so junior varsity level football. And moving on to some other plays where Zach Wilson just really struggled, we're going to play a little game. Guess where the ball's going to be going. And so when he starts to drop back, if you can guess where he's going, and if you guess where he's been staring at the entire fucking time, you'd be exactly right. And it gets even worse when we go to the all 22 angle just to see how bad this was. Because unlike the first play we showed with the Patriots, there's actually a lot to this play. And as he's getting ready to throw it, go ahead, rip it right here. It's 2nd and 10. Your flat defender is wide open. And if we make through our progressions and we don't even like this read for some reason, because obviously these other two are going to be covered, we have our running back on a Texas route, and we have this receiver that's going to open up late on a corner. So we have 3 receivers that are going to be open on this play, and it's actually this guy right here that's going to make the interception on this play. And what you're supposed to do as a safety is you're supposed to read the quarterback's eyes, and Zach Wilson gave him the easiest job that he was going to have all season long. So he rips it in there, going to get picked off super easy, but this is the problem I had most with this play. So not only does he stare his receiver down and make a really bad interception, but what he does after it, Zach Wilson is a really athletic guy. It's really underrated. We're going to get into a little bit later in the film when we look at some of the good things, but this is just a piss poor effort. He comes in straight up. He doesn't even give him that good of a juke move, just runs right by him, doesn't try and break down at all, get low. I mean, I get it. You're the franchise quarterback. You're supposed to keep yourself healthy. You don't want to be taking big hits, but right now you're a rookie early on in your career that just threw an interception. You're not worth a fuck to your team right now. I want to see him go in there and try and make a play for his team. And when I said he had the highest highs and the lowest lows, it's just plays like these over the middle of the field, just cannot miss high. It's going to be a really easy interception. And even on simple concepts like a curl route, just being inaccurate, the Saints put him in a box this entire game, just wildly inaccurate with plays like this. And now we have the infamous flip to the running back. Who do we want to give more blame to this? I'd say it's both their faults, probably more Zach Wilson, because you just can't put yourself in a situation like this. But this is where it starts to get a little murky. This is going to be a play where Zach Wilson takes a 14-yard sack, but this is where the Jets really aren't just helping him out. So on this play, we're going to see a simple double slant concept. And if you're thinking right now, all right, this is terrible separation. What kind of route concept is this? There's really, I mean, what are you supposed to do? One person could cover both of these guys. Well, not only that, there is a third guy on this play. I have never seen anything like this. I have no idea. This has to be a mistake. But what is Zach Wilson supposed to do on this play? Not only is the linebacker coming in and the running back's picking him up and does a terrible job, so he's going to have a rusher right in his face. He does kind of compound the mistake by trying to get out of it, make too much. He probably could have taken a 7 or 8 yard sack, ends up being 15. But what are you supposed to do on a play like this when you have 3 receivers within a 10-yard radius of each other? It's just insane. And this is what leads me into my next topic of this video. So yes, Zach Wilson did have a lot of bad tape, some really inexcusable mistakes, but rookie mistakes nonetheless. That is to be expected coming from a smaller school, being put in a very bad situation where you're going to be outmatched most of the games. But if you're going to live and die on the hill that numbers make Zach Wilson the worst quarterback in the league, you have to give context to this. So as I talk about this, I'm going to show a series of drops or plays where Zach Wilson makes a throw and the receiver or running back gets tackled at the 1 or even the half-yard line. And so if you want to completely ride or die on the fact that his completion percentage or his touchdowns, we have to take these into account, because if these plays went a half a yard further or they didn't drop touchdowns like these, maybe he doesn't have 9 touchdowns on the season, maybe he has 15, 16, or 17. Does that change everything? It really didn't change that much on how we played on certain plays like these. And this is what I want to talk about, because it is very similar to what I saw in Josh Allen's rookie year. Josh Allen had 1 less game than Zach Wilson did, and I'm going to put up their stats, and they are almost identical. 9 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 55 completion percentage for Zach Wilson, 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and 52.8%. Now, these are numbers that would just make teams quit 1 year after having a quarterback. But once we're going to look at what we saw from Zach Wilson, this is what gives you so much promise that they can put it all together. So if you want to ride or die on the hill with stats and stats alone, we have to account these. But what I really want you guys to look at is what do your eyes tell you? So now let's look at some Zach Wilson film that is much better. And why I say you'd be crazy if you're 100% sure that he's a bust, he's not the guy and doesn't deserve another year starting, is plays like this where you see this and think, wow, I don't know that many quarterbacks in the league that could make plays like this. As he breaks the pocket, starts drifting to his left, he's going to have a guy come in his face and off his back foot, just be able to 3/4 arm release, rip it. This is an absolute hose of a throw down the sideline, highly accurate, and this is where you start to see, oh my God, this is kind of a play like Kyler Murray would make. This is a play that Mahomes would make. These are the comparisons. These are the pro day throws that we were seeing in Zach Wilson in shorts. And the arm talent is there. And it's not only there, it is more than enough there as he breaks the pocket here. And we're going to see from the all 22 angle how impressive this is. Just off his back foot, being able to flick it 60 yards down the field. And from this angle, you're going to be able to see how far this ball actually travels. And you think, man, how 4-5 quarterbacks in the league could make a throw like this. This is highly impressive and why he absolutely deserves more chances. And we get to see where the numbers lie. We see him play action boot to the right, lead his receiver downfield, another 60-yard strike right over the top, highly accurate. And this is just so impressive. And these are the things we see that make you think he absolutely deserves another chance. And it's not even just arm talent, but as the season started to go along, we got to see him make a lot more quick reads. And as we see, to give context to this play, this is 4th and 7 against the Saints. And so this is going to be a huge play, and he's going to be able to read hot. He has his read pre-snap, but as soon as the snap of the ball, he's going to see this nickel corner come on a blitz. And immediately, I love where his eyes go, and I love the anticipation, the timing, and the accuracy of this throw. This is a huge play on 4th and 7. The Saints are going to send the blitz, and as it comes in, he sees the corner come in immediately, and he knows he has to throw hot right away because the linebacker is going to try and get depth. He's going to try and play replace, but it's just not going to be there in time. And as we see the end zone angle, you see it from an even better perspective as where his eyes immediately go, and with no hesitation. I mean, it's just a one step back, no hitch, just get the ball, let it rip, and it's very accurate, being able to put it and pick up this huge first down conversion. And these are the plays that got scouts so excited and why people saw him as the number 2 overall prospect. So he's going to hit his running back out of the flats right here. At least that's what he thinks. But as these off-angle, off-platform throws, he's ready to let this ball rip. But as he's going through his progressions, he likes what he sees deeper down the field better. So he's able to kind of pump it, reload, reset his feet, and then rip this further down to a back shoulder throw to his receiver. Highly accurate, highly impressive. And this is exactly what we've been wanting to see from him out of BYU. And this is just going to be a series of throws where I saw, okay, this is exactly what we were wanting to see. And not only do numbers lie to us like we saw earlier, but he was the most improved rookie from week 1 to the end of the season out of any rookie in this class. And he only played 13 games. He didn't throw a pick in his last 5 games, and 9 of his interceptions came in his first 5 games. And so what do your eyes tell you? And when I see plays like this, I see a highly confident quarterback that can just absolutely rip the ball over the middle of the field with really high accuracy, really good anticipation. And we see as Atlanta, these are all within the last 2 minutes of the game, just consistently being able to rip it, really good timing and anticipation. So we do see that he completed 55% of his passes. He had a lot of things to be desired. We saw early on the field, and I'm not making excuses because they are unexcusable. But in the end of the day, he was a rookie. He was making a lot of these poor decisions. The offensive line really didn't come into their own until the end of the year. He had a lot of hurt receivers. He's going to have Corey Davis back. He's going to have a top 10 Pickett receiver coming back. And these are all the throws that we'd like to see with anticipation. We throwing from these different art angles, ripping it 60 yards down the field, extending the play, extending the pocket. He had really elusive legs. I didn't get into his running highlights as much because there's not too much to break down. We know he's a good athlete, but it's things like these that make me think, okay, if he can put this all together, then I really, really would like to see him get another shot at this. And of course, everyone's going to be able to fall back on the Josh Allen narrative where it's like, okay, he stunk his first year, but then he got a lot better. Not everyone's going to be Josh Allen, but when we look at a guy like Zach Wilson and we can see enough that, okay, on 4th and 7, he's not going to panic. He's going to step in there and throw hot. He's going to be able to deliver strikes across the field. And if he can fix these conceptual things, like not throwing into tight coverage, not taking overly aggressive sacks, if he can start to fix these things from year 1 to year 2, and from all accounts that I've heard, he's a really good competitor. He wants to get better. He's all in. I think he can make a huge improvement from year 1 to year 2. And I think he's going to be the highest improvement out of any rookie from year 1 and year 2. So yes, statistically, he was the worst quarterback, potentially in the entire NFL, definitely on the rookie class. But when then we start to see plays like these, and this is late in the season against Tampa, where he was able to have a huge game and almost take down Brady single-handedly in a heartbreaking loss, these are the things that give me so much confidence in his future. And before we talk about the Mike White situation, I just want to show you this level of consistency even happens within plays, and this is the kind of stuff that makes me so excited. So first of all, cannot have a fumbled snap. But what he does after this is where we see the highs and lows of an entire season in one play right here. You cannot have fumbled snap. This is going to lose you games. But again, off his back foot, just kind of flip it out. an insane arm talent, and if you watch this video and you don't think he has this, it absolutely does. And even on a play like this, the end result was really good, but this is where I'd like him to see and progress, and where it's going to have a lot more consistently. So right here, it's 3rd down and 2, as we see at the bottom right here, but this is where the ball should go right now. This is your read. This is going to pick up the 1st down. You have the speed out. It's open. Just rip it in there, get the 1st down, live to see another play. What he does see, though, is later in the play is going to, I mean, this is kind of like a smash concept. It's going to be a speed out with a corner, and he's going to hit the corner, and it's a beautiful ball. He puts it right on top of him. It's going to be a big chunk play. But again, like we saw in some earlier interceptions, the level of consistency and the level of difficulty of the throw matters, and you're going to have a lot more success in the NFL if you just take what the defense gives you. So this is where we see the good and bad all in one play. And now that we've seen the film, and the one thing I want to mention very quickly before we get to the draft picks, what I think they should do with the 4th and 10th overall pick, is I want to talk about what happened that was so strange last year when Magic Mike White Lightning came in, and that is the most disaster spot you could be in as a number 2 overall pick, trying to win over a team and trying to win over a franchise. Is this no-name backup person comes in when you come down with an injury and goes and throws for 405 yards, 3 touchdowns, and gets a win against the Bengals. But the whole thing I want to mention with Zach Wilson is he handled the whole thing with grace and like an all-time pro, and I think that says so much about his character. He could have acted in a million different ways. He even went as far as talking to the media saying he could even play more like Mike White. All the expectations and the pressures on him, and this is very similar to Tua's situation when Ryan Fitzpatrick would keep coming in, and all the rumors all year long with Deshaun Watson. I absolutely loved how both of these guys handled it. I think it says a lot about their character, and these are the guys I'm willing to bet on moving forward. And now let's cover what I think the Jets should do with the 4th and 10th pick in this year's upcoming draft. I think they should go with the most NFL ready, surefire pick at number 4. And to me, these are both going to be on the defensive side of the ball, and I wouldn't be mad if they went with either of these guys, but that's going to be Kyle Hamilton or Sauce Gardner. I know it is a little high for a corner, a little high for a safety. It doesn't matter to me. The Jets need someone that is going to hit and can be a big part of their team for the next 5, 6, 7 to 10 years. And at the number 10 spot, I think they need to go receiver again. We really need to go out and help Zach Wilson. And looking at the mock drafts and seeing what all these teams need, they might have the 1st pick out of all of them, and I really think they have a ton of options here. If Drake London is there, I would love this pick. Jamison Williams, as the Jets really aren't going to be competing for the playoffs or the Super Bowl this year, you can go with the best option. Personally, I think this year's best receiver is Jamison Williams, so that's where I would go at 10, but Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, all can be valid number 1 options, and pairing them with Elijah Moore and Corey Davis is going to be huge to help them out. And at the end of the year, we really saw the Jets offensive line start to come together, so we can expect big things from Zach Wilson coming up. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like this video if you like videos like these. Make sure to comment down below what you think about Zach Wilson, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much for checking out the channel, and as always, I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.